We talked about loading rituals with pistols last time. Let's talk about carbine loading rituals in this tactical tip. So if you have a duty rifle for your job, maybe you're taking a training class, maybe you have one for home defense, you want to do the exact same thing, having a loading ritual, just like with our pistol. So right now, if I was going out on duty, I would have already loaded up and gone through my loading rituals for my pistol. It is loaded, ready to go. Now I would have to get my carbine ready for the day. First thing I am going to do is, if I pull this out of the safe, out of the armory, off the wall, whatever it may be, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that sling is not stowed if I am going to be carrying it. I'm going to start working from the back to the front before we actually start getting into loading the rifle. First, I am going to make sure that the stock is at the correct location. For instance, this one sits in the safe. In the safe, it needs to have the stock collapsed. In order for me to run this the most effective way, I need to come out just a little bit to make sure that it is the right length. From here, moving forward, I will take a look at my optic and I actually wiggle it to make sure that it is attached and not loose on top of the firearm. You can also look for witness marks on there to make sure that those screws are still tight. If you have anything battery related, lights, lasers, things like that, you want to go ahead and work those to make sure that those batteries are indeed good. In this case, I have this HRT light on there, so I can give it a push here, there. It looks like it is working. It's fairly bright. I would say that it is good to go. So I know that my light is working right now and my optic is on tight. I would also give that light a little wiggle, make sure it's not wiggling around and is not loosened up in the safe or from the last time I was training. All right, from here, what I will do is I will go to some sort of ready position, maybe low ready, maybe high ready, whatever it is, and I will go ahead and press out and get a sight picture on something. Like I said before, it could be a light switch on the wall, it could be something inside your safe, it needs to be in a safe direction, but do get a sight picture on something. When I am doing that, I am also working the safety, and then I'm going to go ahead and break it down again and put safety back on. So we are working the safety in this instance. When I do mount the gun, I'm looking for brightness of optic. In this case, I've got just a dot on top of this, so I may want to adjust the brightness a little bit up depending on my weather conditions. I may adjust it down depending on my weather conditions. All right. From here, I have got basically the rear to the top or the front to the back of my rifle set up. I know that my optic is good to go. We are set up. From here, I would go ahead and put the sling on, however I would be carrying that for the day. And then I would get one more sight picture. And from here, I would go ahead and break the gun down into my workspace and lock the bolt straight to the rear. This is going to facilitate and make it easier for us to actually insert the magazine to get it running for the day. All right? So we want, just like with pistols, we want to do everything nice and effectively and efficiently, and we want to make sure we get really good reps right here. The last time we touch the gun and actually use the gun, we want it to be perfect so that the next time we have that memory already in our brain, that we will then have another perfect iteration for shooting, reloading, whatever it may be. All right. So from here, what I will do is I will grab my magazine from my main pouch and I will look to see if the round is on the left or the right. In this case, it's on the left. So what I will do is I will insert the magazine just like I was performing a reload with a push and a pull, and then I would go and hit the bolt release. From there, I would go ahead and drop that magazine out, look at the round to make sure that it is indeed on the right side now and it has moved over, and we can assume that there is one in the chamber. I will reinsert the magazine with a push and a pull, and now I would shut my dust cover, let the magazine or the gun hang, and we would be loaded, ready to go. From here, I would grab whatever spare mag I am carrying in my back pocket or off of a bench or something, and I would reinsert that into my pouch. So now I am ready to go. I would have 30 rounds in the gun, and I would have 30 now on my hip. So now with that exact loading ritual, I have gone through the back to the front of the gun, and I know that everything on this gun is working right now. I've also got one good rep from a starting position, whether it be high ready, low ready, whatever your preferred is. I've got one good rep getting the gun up and on target and seeing sights or sight package on some sort of target. I've got one good reload in there. I've pushed and pulled. I made sure the gun is up and running, and I am ready to go for the day. I verified the gun was back on safe, shut the dust cover, and I am ready to put this in a patrol car, go on patrol, or maybe just get ready for a competition or a training class. There's no wrong way to eat a Reese's, and there's really no wrong way to have a pre-shot routine or loading ritual. I just encourage you to pick one and stick with it and have a reason for doing everything that you're doing when loading that gun. If you want to come and train with us, check us out at green-ops.com. There you will find a list of all of our classes that we're running, whether it be carbine, pistol, shotgun. So check them out, green-ops.com. Also, if you want to check us out on Instagram, we are Green Ops Inc. on Instagram, and I personally am Green Ops Luke on Instagram. If you like this video, please like and share with some friends. Also, leave a comment down below if you do have a loading ritual for your carbine and what it actually is each time that you load up your carbine. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Mom, love you. Everybody else, we kind of like you, and hopefully we'll see you out there on the range shooting some carbines sometime soon.